Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast. Welcome to the channel. Today's crochet tutorial is going to be on the diagonal spike stitch, and I've done it in two different ways, and I want to show you both ways. Now, the yarn and hook you use to practice this is entirely up to you. I do recommend that you use a corresponding hook size for the yarn that you're using. I'm using a slightly larger hook, but that's okay. I just tightened up my tension a little bit. So, what I have here in the purple is, you have the diagonal spike stitch on every other row on one side and the opposite on the opposite side. So it's a reversible fabric. We'll talk about this one first. See, I just turned it over, and again, we have these diagonal spiked stitches. And so it's completely 100% reversible, and your multiples for both of these is 4 plus 2. If you're adding to a project you are already working on. If you start from a base chain, you are going to start with multiples of 4 plus 4. Okay, so when you get your chain to multiples of 4 plus 4, you're going to double crochet back into the 4th chain from your hook. So with that being said, I'm going to chain 1, 2, and 3, and I would be double crocheting into the 4th chain from the hook, or the 4th stitch from the hook, which would be my next stitch. This is the first double crochet, and we're going to go to the next one. So I'm going to double crochet into the next stitch and 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So if you're working from a chain, we'll just go ahead and let me grab some yarn from the other end here. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you would do is you would go back to the 4th chain from your hook. This does not count. It is just a loop on your hook. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Place a double crochet into the 4th stitch from your hook. Just like that. And 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 chains. And that is how you work back for your first 3 double crochets. Now we're going to do our spiked double crochet, which is reaching back to the row below, which is your chain. The row below, we're going to double crochet into that same stitch that your very first double crochet went into. So yarn over and bring your hook around and into that stitch by going in front of your double crochets. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So you just made your spiked diagonal double crochet. Now you're going to skip your next stitch and place a 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And the reason you're skipping one is because you made this diagonal, so that is as if it was using this skip stitch. Okay, so 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches here. And then you're going to do that spiked diagonal once again. You're going to yarn over and reach back to the row below where you have your first double crochet. And we're going to do our spiked diagonal from that stitch. And now you skip the next stitch and place 1 double crochet into the very last stitch. And that is a 1 row repeat. So we'll do it one more time. Chain 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work. Place 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to go back to that very first stitch, yarn over, bring it around, and do your diagonal spiked double crochet into that stitch. Then you skip 1. So skip your next stitch and place 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. You're repeating that. Okay, now we're going to do our diagonal spike stitch. So yarn over, bring your hook around to that very first double crochet, and where that double crochet is made, that's where you're going to make your spike diagonal. Now you're going to skip your next stitch, and into the top of your chain you're going to place a double crochet. So that is your 1 row repeat. You continue to work that. See if I can get it to stand right here. You're going to continue to work that 1 row repeat. Now what that does is it gives you a fabric that is completely reversible. Gives you diagonals every other row on both sides. Now we'll talk about getting your diagonals spike stitch on the same side. So we have a one-sided fabric here. You have columns on the back, but you have all of your diagonals on the front. So it kind of gives you a very, very textured fabric, and it also gives a neat design to it. So again, with this one, same thing. You're going to chain 4, and there's only one little difference between the way the both of these are made. The first one is a 1 row repeat, and the second one is a 2 row repeat. So again, we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to work it up exactly the same way as the very first one. You're going to go back to the 4th chain from your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place 1 double crochet into that stitch and 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So you will have, again, 3 double crochets in a row. And then we do our spiked diagonal double crochet, exactly like we did on the previous one. By going in front of the group of 3 double crochets. Then you skip 1. Everything is still the same until the next row. So 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, which is always fun on a chain sometimes. There's 2, and here is 3. Again, we're going to work back to that first double crochet. Now I'm not going around the post, I'm going into the stitch from the row below. And diagonal double crochet. Now you should have 2 stitches left. You will skip one and place a double crochet into your very last stitch. Chain 1, 2, 3. Now here is where the difference is. To get all of your diagonals on the same side, we need to work behind our 3 double crochets instead of in front. So place 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And now we're going to yarn over, go behind those 3 double crochets, find that first double crochet, and where it is made into the row below, you're going to scoop it up and flip your work over. You can see where I've got that stitch now. Yarn over and pull up a loop and finish that diagonal. Okay. Once again, you're going to skip your next stitch and place 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to again go back to where our first double crochet is. We're going to work into that stitch that it's connected to by going behind those double crochets. Catching that stitch, folding it over so you can see, yarning over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And then you will skip your next stitch and place a double crochet into the top of your chain at the very end. And chain 1, 2, 3. Then you go back to the front, working in front of. So on the front side of your work, your diagonal double crochet is on the front of the 3 double crochets, and on the wrong side of your work, you work it behind the double crochets. So we'll show that once again here. And it's a 2-row repeat for that. I personally like them both. They each are individually unique, with one having, you know, a completely reversible fabric. The thickness is different. You have a lot more thickness and texture on the 2-row repeat than you do on the 1-row repeat. Either way, they are both very, very, very nice stitch patterns to work up in either, you know, an Afghan or something like that. All right, everyone, I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.